Hello everyone. This is Crazy Tech Talks, the first episode of a never-ending series podcast. Welcome everyone. Okay, yeah, this is weird. It's my first time doing a podcast by myself. On this podcast, I will be discussing like a lot of things, personal stuff, things that I want to discuss that are recent in the news, things like that. This is, of course, always my personal take, um, and I will give you my perspective on the subjects. So let's go. So today I will talk about programming languages. I will also talk about my thesis, and I will talk about blockchain. Yeah, so let's start with programming languages because some people have some type of misconceptions, like what's the best language to start, what's the worst language to start. Uh, I don't know why people would ask that, but maybe there are some people uh, everywhere that like, yeah. So I will give my personal opinion on programming languages. Like, I'm really familiar with .NET because Phantasma Blockchain is developed in .NET, C Sharp. Um, so basically, I'm really familiar with that language, but that's not the only language that I know, because yeah, when I started coding, I started in my 12 in my 12 when I was 12 years old. So sorry. um, and it was like a really weird experience because my cousin at the time was studying programming in a professional course. He's 2 years older than me. He's also a developer for a Portuguese company, an Android developer. And like, when I saw the first language that I saw, it was Visual Basic. He was coding it in a Visual Basic environment, actually. But I didn't like it. It was not that hard. At the time, it was hard because I didn't have any prior knowledge on the topic, and I started looking into stuff. By that age, Minecraft was out, and I wanted to play with my friends. So what I did was, okay, I found a way to host a server and play with my friends. It was laggy as hell because my computer had it was a laptop, compact laptop at the time, and it was really weird. So yeah, I also we played. It was laggy as hell, but we played nonetheless. After that, we really liked Metin, game by Gameforge, and we we had the server like a long time ago. I created a private server for playing with my friends, just with my friends, never a public thing, because we just wanted to abuse, like, damage. I increased the stats of everyone and we just PvP'd with each other. We were like 5 people. The server was only up for like um 1 to 2 weeks just for us to having fun. Like, it took much more time to get the server up than we actually played in it. So yeah. But it was fun. I learned a lot in the process of um, having the game running. I learned about FSB. I think it's FSB, the operating system that always the virtual machines were on. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. But yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, the dark side. Gee, just kidding. Um, but yeah, programming languages. I know that game was coded. I think it was in Python and C++, and it had Lua scripting language as well for adding stuff to it. So yeah. Um, Another thing was like in terms of programming languages, since I was like trying to get it to work, I learned a lot about networking, port forwarding, um, yeah, Linux servers, hosting. At the time, like I was 13, 14 years old, and yeah, at that age, at 14, I started my professional course on a professional school here in Portugal in development, in programming, basically. And I was introduced to Pascal, free Pascal, and I coded a lot. I loved the language. It was not that great, but it gave me all the things that I know about programming, like the basis of everything. I had an excellent teacher. It was called Januario. Yeah, in Portuguese is Januário. Um, but yeah, the teacher was great. He taught us like it was the best teacher that I could have asked for when entering programming, and like he was really committed to teach uh, the best ways in terms of programming. I know it was an entry level, but it's the most important thing you need to have like for the rest of your coding life. So yeah. And one thing that I still remember and I still have in memory, uh, two things actually. One thing was uh, he was it was the first class and he was teaching us how a computer worked, and the example that he gave was like he was imitating a robot, and he said like if you don't tell the robot the right orders, it won't do the things that you want him to do. Like he he went straight to against the door just to explain his point, and it was fun at the time, but it captivated me. um and yeah, it was amazing, being able to learn from him, like yeah. And the other thing was, yeah, that was one of the things. The other thing was um, that he was really passionate about programming and sharing his knowledge with us, like sharing everything that he knew was an amazing experience. um, and another thing that I'm recalling uh, was while we were doing like exams, he sometimes he put he turned like he got speakers and put the speakers uh, almost at maximum volume and put the final countdown for the last 10 minutes of the exam. It was really stressful, but it was hell, like it was really fun. um, all the exams that we did, I don't think that we did any exam on the computer, but we were in a programming environment. We used pencil and paper for everything. So we didn't have like any help of IDEs, compiler, or anything. We used pen and paper, and we had to code programs, like really programs that should work if you copy and paste from paper to the software, to the IDE, and compile it and run it. Yeah, it was a really amazing experience because if you missed, um, how it's called, like it's not, it's point and column, I don't know, that you put at the end of the line of all programming language like Pascal. And in the test, if you didn't add the right things, you didn't get like the best grade because the program won't run, right? um, but yeah, the best grade I think I had with him was 19.4 out of 20, so it was a great grade. And that exam I will never forget because I was really confident doing it. But what happened was, and it was really sad for me, I had a friend, and he turned back at the middle of exam and he was asking me something, or I was telling like the time. It was nothing about the test, but the teacher saw us and told us, uh, you either put the exam in the trash and get new papers and start all again. And the exam was 4 hours long, and we were like 2 hours left for the exam to finish. I was almost done with it, but yeah, uh, and I needed to write everything down from memory. And yeah, I got it was I wasn't the single person having that grade. Yeah, another colleague of mine had that, another friend actually, uh, had the same grade as me. um, so yeah, and the teacher at the end compared the two exams, like mine and theirs. um, and it was really fun because he told me, uh, it's really interesting because you corrected your own errors while doing the second time and made it like you gave the right answer, and in the old version that you had, you didn't have had it. So uh, yeah, it was for the best, like you put the exams on the trash bin. So yeah. uh, Programming language, back to the programming languages. uh, what I code is like C sharp, but I really want to get into Rust territory. I really want to start coding in Rust. I know TypeScript, I know JavaScript, I know SQL, I know like a lot of languages, uh, because I needed it. Like for my bachelor's, I needed to know PHP, Java. I needed to know a lot of languages, and then after my bachelor's, I worked for um, two companies. Yeah, actually, three. Okay, oh yeah, one was Android development with Kotlin. Then I moved to another company, worked with Java for Android development. Then I moved to another company, and this time it was C sharp for um, for Unity development, for VR development, basically. And yeah, and after that company, got into Phantasma, C sharp. Yeah, it's really, it's been a journey. I'm like really young, but it's been a hell of a journey for me. Um, yeah, maybe in the future I will revive my final project that I did for my first year of my professional course in Escola Profissional do Infante, just for having it in like in a 3D world, because that was the main goal. But with Pascal, with free Pascal at the time, doing that was kind of impossible. So yeah, uh, I think yeah, that's it. Like programming languages, you can use them all like as you wish. Of course, I'm more keen to languages that I'm familiar, but I really want to get to know Rust because it's low level and it's really efficient. I really want to learn about the borrow checker and things like that because that's really interesting for me. And I also know assembly because I needed it, and also the chain as it um, for making it faster and sending information, smart contract development as well. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next topic. Next topic is my thesis. What about my thesis? Yeah, my thesis is it's a VR app for students to use while they are trying to enter university. They need to study chemistry, right? Some of them, at least, they need to study for chemistry exams, and that tool will help you like recall and improve your memory on a certain topic that's acid basic reactions like pH, uh, like the reactions themselves, the calculations, and getting also to know the history and interacting with the it's not the creators, it's not the inventors, but the people that thought about it. I don't know, scientists maybe, because they proposed theories, but we will never know if that's the actual end of the line, because science it's always evolving. So yeah, and my thesis will also use it's not studying techniques, but techniques that will allow you to retain the memory for a longer time using things that were studied for schools to help you retain more memory and retain it for a long period of time, because the school system and school and life as a whole is basically based on memory and based on the way and how much can you retain and for how long. Yeah, it's basically that. And I love to learn how our brain basically works and in ways to improve our memory. So yeah, about okay, this is all for my thesis. It's under development for 2 years because since I started in Phantasma, I really focused on Phantasma. I know that I should have finished the thesis earlier, and a lot of development has been put into it, and I have a huge, I would say I have a big code base that allow me to if I want basically to expand the game, because I made it modular in a way that we can change the topics and it will work, and change the interactions and add upon, so future development can be made. So basically that's it. The other thing that I really want to talk about is blockchain, because blockchain is what I do in game development. It's something different. Like I really want to develop Catacomb. I really want to go that route because I know that game. It's my first game like releasing it to the public in a way that it utilizes smart NFTs. It utilizes the old skills that I have about game development, everything that I learned, and it combines everything that I know together into one big project, one big thing. And I really this is like a really different experience because I really want that game especially, and another game that I can talk about it. It was a game developed by me and my girlfriend. Uh, it's about space. It's a mobile game called Chase Me to the Moon. I'm basically leaking it here because I really want both games to be delivered this year. At least that's my main goal. Personally, I want those two games. Sorry, my mother came to the door. I needed to answer, so that's why I paused. Let's continue. Um, yeah, I want both games to be delivered this year in 2023. The mobile game and the Catacomb. Yeah, yeah. The mobile game, I don't know. Let me see if I have it here on my mobile. It needs a lot of development, but it was a project for my university, my master's degree, that I needed to do, like a game development, a small game, just to basically sell the game to the class and show. Yeah, let me see if I have it. Yeah, I do have it. It's a really early build, but the game is something like this. I love the art. Yeah, I'm showing my backyard. Yeah, I love the art. All the art was not made by me because I'm the developer. The art was made by my girlfriend, an amazing talent. So yeah, and I really want this game to be polished and shipped so everyone can enjoy uh, what we made together. Um, so yeah, and if you like the game, please really let me know. Uh, Chase Me to the Moon and Catacomb. I think we have like a public video published. Uh, if you don't know about the video, I think I will link it in the bio so everyone can watch. Uh, it's just a trailer. It's an old version, of course, and it will need a lot more development. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I really want like to revolutionize the industry. I want to participate and be invited as a speaker for conferences because I think not I think I know that I have what it takes to like share my experiences with people, with with everyone, and it's not only me that will benefit from that experience, because I will benefit from it, like being asked questions, being engaged by people, meeting like people in the industry, and discussing topics that I love and I really want to discuss with them, and giving my personal view of what's what's to come, what's the best thing, the worst thing in the industry, and yeah, and please, this is like this is from personal perspective, and like why do we need to have a web3 name for blockchain? Why can't it just be blockchain? Why is an enterprise need to be a part of a web3? Why we need to overcomplicate things as humans to create a barrier of entry for new companies or companies that are already established in in the world, but we create that barrier of entry because of the unknown. And yeah, I really don't understand why we do that, and I really want for us to just call it like, yeah, integration with blockchain. Why call it web3? Just why? Personal take. give it give it your opinion below. I will answer. I will view all of them, and thank you for listening. And I hope that in the next week I will bring more things to the table, more. I wouldn't call it controversial, but yeah, I wouldn't call it controversial. But I hope next week will be fun, especially like the dev talks in Discord, in the Phantasma Discord, because it was fun for it was the first time that we held the event. It was really fun, and I hope next week more people come to ask more questions, because that's why I'm there. And let's test the airdrop functionality on Phantasma. Like, I really want that to be tested. Um, so yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in and having a crazy people, a crazy sorry, crazy people, crazy person talking alone in his room to a computer. So thank you for watching. Um, and yeah, don't forget, keep coding and have fun.